Author Stephenie Meyer is a frequent star on the young adult bestseller list. And her newest book out this weekend is likely to keep her streak going. Kelly Kobiea has the fine print.
Authors might dream of being hailed like a rock star, but rarely does it happen like this. Then again, nothing in Stephenie Meyer's young career as a writer has happened quite the way you'd expect. The reason for all the attention in New York this past Friday night is the release of Breaking Dawn, Meyer's fourth and final novel in her wildly popular Twilight series, about a girl who falls head over heels for a vampire. In 4 years, Meyer's fans have gobbled up 8 million books, with all the fury of a teenager in love.
But the screaming is always a little bit wow.
You have a huge fan base, and they're true fans.
Oh, they put the fanaticism right back into the word fan. They are so dedicated. I mean, they're loyal and they get so excited. It's not, you wouldn't think it was about books. That's what always surprises me. Is, that's how I felt about books as a kid.
Meyer spent her childhood in Phoenix, one of 6 children in a conservative Mormon household.
It was very Brady Bunch at times, but it was a really nice childhood. My parents were good parents.
A role Meyer would soon take on herself as a wife and mother of 3.
So did you ever think during that time there was a writer buried in there somewhere?
No.
You never thought?
I never dreamed of being a writer, and I know that just sounds horrible because so many people do and then they don't get this opportunity. But that to me was such a, I mean, how vulnerable is that to do that and to try for that, because you know you're going to fail, everybody tries for that.
But sometimes things really can change overnight.
I had this completely amazing dream that was just all about, first love and all those emotions that had been a long time since I thought about.
What was the dream?
It was this boy and a girl in a meadow, and they were having this conversation that I was eavesdropping on in my dream, and it was about how compelled they were to be with each other, and yet how hard it was for him not to kill her every second they were together. And I was just fascinated.
The girl, who would become Bella in the novels, was just an average teenager. The boy, Edward, was a vegetarian vampire, constantly fighting his desire to drink human blood.
I wanted to know more. When I woke up, I was so mad, because it was right in the middle.
You wanted it to continue.
I wanted it to continue. I didn't want to call up somebody and be like, oh, let me tell you about this dream, because everyone hates it. So I wrote it down and made my dream into a real existence, and I was hooked on writing from that day.
Problem was, Meyer already had a full-time job.
But you had 3 young kids,
yes,
a very full life,
yes,
a husband,
yes,
and you're writing a book on the side?
So while I'm making breakfast for the kids and for my husband and getting them off, I was thinking about, what's going to happen and what are they going to say now?
It just started
it was coming so fast.
Flooding in.
The problem was not being able to type fast enough. And every time the kids needed something, I was pretty bad. I'd be like, oh, I have to get up and get him an apple. That line was so good. It was hard, but it was also probably the most enjoyable summer of my life.
Did you just say it was the most unbelievable summer? I mean, how long did it take you to write this?
It was 3 months.
3 months.
I started in June, and at the end of August, I started thinking about, I just wrote a book.
Getting it published would happen just as quickly.
I sent out, I think, 15 queries total. I got 9 rejections, 5 no responses, and 1 assistant who pretended to be acting on behalf of an agent who asked to see it. October, I got my agent, and November, I had a deal with Little Brown, my publisher. That was like 6 months. I mean, one day I'm just staying up writing the story for fun, and the next day I have a career.
And a successful one. Twilight, Meyer's first novel, sold 3.5 million copies. Her third novel, Eclipse, knocked Harry Potter off the top of the bestseller list, a milestone that still makes Meyer emotional.
In my head, J.K. Rowling and some of the other authors that I've always loved are in this other space. They're in this place where, the real authors. I guess that's how I thought of it. And so this put me up there with the real authors. And that was, a lot.
Twilight fans may rival Harry Potter in their enthusiasm for Meyer's vampire world. The internet is filled with hundreds of fan sites for her work, and Meyer is a regular visitor.
You want to know what's out there.
there.
I want to know people's reactions. Sometimes that's not always a good thing, you know. There are reactions I'm not expecting. It's like, oh wow, people didn't like that. How funny. I wouldn't have guessed that would be the thing, you know. It's always surprising to me. But I just like to know what people are thinking.
More than 69,000 of them are thinking they want to be Meyer's friend on MySpace. She welcomes them all personally.
We keep it there for a See, so we have 19 pages, that's 190 friends that are waiting to be accepted right now. Oh boy.
Many of them are waiting for another big event in her vampire saga.
How old are you?
17.
How long have you been 17?
A while.
When Bella and Edward come to life on the big screen in Twilight the movie this December. It's a fantasy Meyer says she had right from the start.
Before I ever thought of Twilight as a book or something I would publish, I was casting it in my head. I was online, like, ooh, this guy would be good.
But for now, the spotlight belongs to Meyer's new novel, Breaking Dawn. Little Brown, the book's publisher, has printed more than 3 million copies, the largest printing in the company's history. It's been an improbable rise for Stephenie Meyer, but she says she isn't worried about falling.
Does it ever make you anxious at all, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm all the way up here, and when you're on the top, it's always a long way down, kind of
You know,
thing?
it does make me anxious. I think you have to be afraid of the fall, and I'm not. I was in a good place beforehand. I have this great family, and I live in a place I really love, and so my life wasn't bad to begin with. It was already good. So if everything goes away tomorrow, and no one ever picks up another one of my books, and no other movies are made, and I just stay in my house, and I don't go on tours to Italy, I'm going to be okay with that. So I'm not afraid of anything.
I'm not scared of you.
Especially vampires.
You really shouldn't have said that.